We're the Alpena Wildcats, and you're watching the 5th Down on WBKB.
Welcome to Week 5 of the 5th Down. I'm Larissa Liska.
And I'm Mike Yacachonis. Our featured game of the week is Traverse City versus Alpena.
The Wildcats are looking for their first win against the Titans in 21 years and look to make school history. The Wildcats were hyped exiting their Spirit Tunnel, but they had a rough start. First drive, 2nd and 5 on the 36. Whoa, Nelly, we've got a hot potato, and Brayden Rubenis makes some hot and ready French fries for a fumble touchdown. The Titans take the 7-0 lead. Now, TC West ball on the 2, and Titans Sam DeCuper punches it in for the 14-0 lead. That would be your halftime score. But the Alpena student section, they were keeping the spirit alive. Check out the Wildcat defense. Zach Sushik and Isaac Wolford find the backfield for a tackle for loss. But even 4th and 8 wouldn't stop the Titans. DeCuper rolls right, looks, and throws deep to Oden Soferdine for the Traverse City West touchdown. And the Titans take down the Wildcats 21-0. The Green and White are now 2-3 for the season. Here are some more scores. Both Alcona and Whittemore Prescott entered this game with 0 wins, and the Cardinals get in the win column, topping Alcona 36-30. But big stat alert. Cardinals Ridge Shooty rushed for 297 yards. Get this, hitting the 1,000-yard mark for the season. And Pelson took down Atlanta 35-6. The Huskies' lone score came on the 84-yard kickoff return by Ethan Byrne.
Last year, Rogers City was down 40-0 against Oscoda at halftime. It's been a completely different season for the Hurons. They've gone 4-0 to start their season. Good for a 4th place rank among Division 8 schools. Even with their hot start, they had their work cut out for them against a very strong Oscoda team. In the first, quarterback Braden Malik runs the option play. He pitches it to Owen Franklin, and he can't be beat. He makes it all the way outside for the touchdown. That would put the Owls up 6-0, and then later on the 2-point conversion, it's Malik. He keeps it himself. He channels his inner Marshawn Lynch and wills himself into the end zone. Owls go up 8-0. Now, final play at the half. Malik heaves it up for Noah Cruikshank, but Jalen Fleming has other ideas, and he picks it off right before the half. The Owls still lead 8-0. Now, Oscoda's first drive in the 4th quarter is halted on 4th down. A swarm of Huron defenders come in to stop the Owls, so they turn it over on downs. Don't think the Owls are going to let that 4th down stop go unanswered. This time it's Oscoda who stops the Rogers City advance on 4th down. Oscoda would score again in the 4th and win this one 16-0. The win brings Oscoda to 4-1 and drops Rogers City to 4-1 as well. Hillman. They traveled to Heston Academy earlier tonight for a 5 o'clock game. Hillman gets back in the win column in dominating fashion with a 52-6 win over Heston Academy. Leading the way for the Tigers on the ground was Nash Stanky. He ran for 141 yards on only 10 carries and added 3 touchdowns on the night as well.
Oh, some great games so far, but now let's enter halftime here at the 5th Down by featuring the Alpena Wildcats Marching Band. And nothing sounds better than a little bit of rock and roll. Now the Posen Vikings survived a scare against Atlanta in Week 4 by taking control of the game in the 4th quarter. Now they host Hell, who's looking for their 2nd win of the season. We'll pick this one up in the 2nd quarter. Vikings up 12-6, but not for long. Hell's Trent Kangas lofts it up, and Garrett Beebe reels it in for the 7-yard touchdown. 2-point conversion is good. Hell leads 14-12. Now Eagles punting from their own 30, and it's a botch snap for a huge loss. The Vikings would take over with great field position. That would lead to this magic. 4th and 1, Posen knocking on the door, and quarterback George Kroll says, "Let us in," for the touchdown. Vikings up 28-14. Still in the 2nd quarter, Posen driving. And speaking of driving, you would drive a car through that hole as Mark Wisniewski is off to the races for the 34-yard touchdown run. Wisniewski had 245 yards and 3 touchdowns on the day. Posen would not look back from there and go on to blow out Hale 54-32. Posen is now 5-0 on the season, while Hale falls to 2-3.
The Johannesburg Cardinals are an elite company. They're currently ranked 9th among Division VIII schools and have dominated since their Week 1 loss. Tonight they hosted St. Mary's Cathedral and look to continue their dominant season. The Cardinals have scored 34 or more points in 3 straight wins coming into tonight, but it was the defenses taking center stage early on. Joburg's Tanner Schimmel is chased down and sacked by the Snowbirds' Eli Wright. Gaylord St. Mary's turn with the ball, trying to go to the air, but Schimmel makes a great play to break up what would be a first down pass downfield. Cardinals threatening in the St. Mary end zone when the Snowbirds' Logan Merle comes up with a big tackle in the backfield. More defense now. St. Mary's Brady Hunter looking downfield, but he's taken down from behind by Kevin Geringer for the Cardinals sack. Moments later, Snowbirds backed up in their own end. Hunter shambling, throwing downfield, but it's picked off at the sideline by Schimmel to set up the Cardinals. And they cashed that in early in the second quarter. Brett Crandall scores from 3 yards out to give the Cards the lead. They go on to win 43-7. Kevin Geringer rushed for 200 yards tonight and added 3 touchdowns as well. Augrey Sims had their homecoming tonight. Congrats to Xander Fortin for being crowned king. And speaking of Fortin, Caden Zion rears back and finds him in the end zone. How about that for a homecoming? Augrey goes up 14-0. Later in the second, it's Zion again. He throws it to Isaac Beardsley, and the 6'6" receiver goes up and reels it in for the score. Augrey goes up 22-0. Still in the second, on the way with the ball. The pitch to Austin Nash is a bit far behind him, and it's a fumble. Zion is able to scoop it and score for the Wolverines. Look at him go. They go up 28-0. Finally, it's Ryan Schweiderson's turn. Schweiderson, he gets the rock and handles the rest. He goes in for the score. Augrey wins this one big, 58-0. Zion needed to complete only 9 passes to throw for 148 yards, and he scored 3 touchdowns. Schweiderson made the most of his 7 carries. Listen to this. On those 7 carries, he rushed for 186 yards and scored 2 touchdowns.
Let's thank our 5th Down sponsors.
The 5th Down is brought to you by Pratscape's Gift Shops. Unique, antique, vintage, and new, we've got it all for you. Gambles of Alpena. Family owned. Sales, parts, and factory-trained technicians. Alpena Buick GMC. Alpena's volume selling leader on US 23 North Alpena. Wolverine State Credit Union. Homegrown. Once a member, always a member. Alpena Agency. Auto, home, life, health, and business. We make insurance easy. And ARZO's Amusement Park. Make all your wishes come true.